Hi, my name is Gary Vaynerchuk, but the world knows me as Gary Vee. And if you're listening right now, then something inside you is craving change. You're not here by accident. You're here because something deep inside you is whispering, or maybe screaming that you're capable of more. More freedom, more fulfillment, more life. And let me tell you something. You are absolutely right. I didn't grow up with millions. I didn't grow up with shortcuts. I grew up with hustle, with grit, and with gratitude. I was born in Belarus in the former Soviet Union. I immigrated to America with my family when I was just a little kid. We lived in a tiny apartment in Queens, New York. 8 people in one place. Immigrant life. No money, no language. No excuses. I've been an underdog since day one, and I loved it. Because being underestimated, that's your greatest gift. When nobody expects you to win, you're free. Free to learn. Free to make mistakes. Free to build without pressure. And that's exactly what I did. When I was a kid, I didn't play video games. I sold lemonade. I flipped baseball cards at age 12 and made more in a weekend than most adults did in a week. Not because I was smarter, because I was hungrier, because I loved the process. That's the first truth I want to give you today. Fall in love with the process, not the results, not the trophies, not the followers. The process, the dirt, the pain, the losses, because that's where the strength is built. That's where greatness is forged. In my early 20s, I joined my family's wine business. It was doing a few $1 million a year. Most kids would take that for granted. Not me. I saw an opportunity. I saw the internet before anyone else took it seriously. I launched Wine Library TV in 2006, years before content creator was even a word. And guess what? People made fun of me. They laughed at my low production value. They didn't get it. But I didn't care, because I wasn't playing their game. I was building my own. In 5 years, I grew that wine business from 3 million to 60 million. No ads, no investors, just attention, value, and relentless execution. And that's the second truth. You need to tattoo into your mind. Attention is the game. If you don't have attention, you don't exist, period. Whether you're a business, a brand, or a person, you need to earn attention by giving value. You need to outcare, not outshout. In 2009, I started VaynerMedia from scratch, no funding, just grit. And we turned it into a multi-$100 million company that helps the biggest brands in the world tell their stories where people actually live. On social, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever the attention is, we go. And guess what? You can too. You don't need a rich uncle. You don't need an MBA. You need the internet, your phone, and a relentless mindset. You need self-awareness to know what you're good at, and you need humility to know when you're not. Now let me talk to the 19-year-old watching this right now, or the 29-year-old, or the 49-year-old who thinks it's too late. It's not. I'm telling you, you're still early. If you're alive, it's still early. The game isn't over. You just haven't started playing it properly yet. People tell me, Gary, I don't know where to start. And I say, start with what you love. Start with what you would do for free. Because if you love the game, you'll play it longer than everyone else. You'll outlast them. And in business, outlasting always wins. You want to make money? Learn how to solve problems. You want to build a brand? Learn how to tell stories. You want to grow your influence? Learn how to listen more than you talk. People think it's about luck. They say, Gary, you got lucky with wine. Or you got in early with social media. No, I didn't get lucky. I got curious. I got observant. I watched where the attention was going, and I moved early. Not because I had all the answers, but because I was willing to take a risk while everyone else was sleeping. And let me tell you something. If you're not willing to eat dirt for the next 3-5 years, you don't deserve to win. That's the truth no one wants to tell you. They want fast. I want forever. I'm not in this for quick money. I'm in this for legacy. You don't build legacy by faking it. You build it by showing up. Every single day. When no one is watching. When no one is clapping. When no one is liking or subscribing. You show up anyway. Because that's who you are. You're not playing for attention. You're playing for impact. Listen, most people lose because they're trying to impress strangers. They spend money they don't have on things they don't need to impress people they don't even like. That's poison. That's ego. That's insecurity dressed up as success. You know what real success is? Real success is freedom. Real success is doing what you love with the people you love. Real success is waking up every morning and saying, let's go, not oh no. And the way to get there is by putting in the reps. I post 100 pieces of content a day, not because I want fame, but because I want to serve. I want to give you value. I want to give you tools, not just motivation. Because motivation fades, skill stays. You need to build a skill. You need to build leverage, and you do that by doing, not reading, not scrolling, not binge watching other people live their dreams. You build by starting. So start documenting your process. Start making. Start failing. Start learning. Start selling. Start testing. Start building that brand. And if you mess up, good. That's the game. Mistakes are the tuition you pay for success. Every failure is a blueprint. Every loss is a teacher. I've made more mistakes than you could imagine. Bad hires, missed investments, wrong calls. But guess what? I kept going. Because when you truly love the game, the scoreboard doesn't matter. You just want to keep playing. People love to complain. The economy, the algorithm, their parents, their boss. You know why? Because it's easier to blame than to change. You want to win? Take accountability. Take ownership. Say, this is on me. Once you do that, you become unstoppable because you're no longer waiting. You're creating. I get up at 6 a.m. I go hard all day. Not because I have to, but because I want to. Because I love it. Because I'm addicted to the process. I don't want yachts. I don't want watches. I want the grind. I want the legacy. I want to leave the world better than I found it. And the best part, you can do it too. You just have to flip the switch in your brain that says, I'm done waiting. No more waiting for permission. No more waiting for the perfect time. No more waiting for support. Start now. I get it. You're scared. You're unsure. You don't know if it'll work. Welcome to the club. That's how everyone starts. Nobody knows at the beginning. But those who start anyway, those are the ones who win. People ask me, what would you do if you lost it all? I'd do it all over again. Because I didn't win by accident. I won by mindset. By empathy. By self-awareness. By knowing who I was, what I loved, and staying true to it no matter what the world thought. And here's the part no one tells you, kindness wins. Being a good person is ROI positive. Empathy is not weakness, it's a superpower. Caring about your team, your customers, your community, that's how you build something that lasts. I'm not here to flex. I'm here to show you it's possible. I'm not better than you. I just started earlier. I just stopped judging myself. I just committed to the process. You can build an empire from your phone. You can learn anything for free on YouTube. You can start a business from your bedroom. The gatekeepers are gone. The excuses are dead. Now it's you versus you. You want to be successful? Get punched in the face emotionally and get back up. Again and again. Because this journey will break you. It will test your patience, your ego, your endurance. It will expose every insecurity you've been hiding from. But that's where the beauty is. That's where the transformation happens. Pressure doesn't break diamonds. It creates them. Stop looking for easy. Easy doesn't build character. Easy doesn't teach gratitude. You want this life? Then earn it. Build it. Day by day. Brick by brick. One painful, powerful lesson at a time. When I started posting on TikTok, people said, Gary, you're too old for that app. And I laughed. Because platforms don't care how old you are. They care how much value you bring. And that's the truth. The world rewards value. Not excuses, not complaints, value. Your job is to become so good, so real, so consistent that they can't ignore you. Don't ask people to support your dream. Show them why it matters. Build something they can feel. Something they trust. You want to sell? First serve. Give, then ask. That's the model. Jab, 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 right hook. Don't just post and pitch. Post and connect. Build real relationships. Stop posting for likes. Start posting for legacy. I have people in my DMs every day saying, Gary, no one supports me. Gary, I only get 11 views. Gary, I feel like giving up. And I get it. It's lonely at the beginning. It's quiet. But that silence is where you find out who you really are. Are you doing it for the claps, or are you doing it because you can't not do it? If the passion is real, the audience will come. Let me say something really important. Losing is part of winning. I've taken so many L's in my life I can't even count. But I never let them define me. I let them refine me. And the reason I keep winning? I don't dwell. I don't judge myself. I move fast. Speed is my advantage. I test, I pivot, I evolve. I don't romanticize the past. I'm obsessed with the next move. Listen, if you're under 50, you've got time. If you're under 30, you're early. Stop acting like you're late. Stop acting like it's over. It's not. You're just starting. And if you treat it that way, with hunger, humility, and perspective, everything changes. I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm trying to wake you up. This is your time. Not because it's perfect, but because it's possible. You can build a brand while working a 9-to-5. You can build a business after the kids go to sleep. You can build your freedom while others waste their time. But it starts with you deciding you've had enough. Deciding you're done with the blame game. Deciding you're ready to do whatever it takes. That's what I did. I said, I'm going to build something meaningful. And I didn't care if it took me 10 years. I didn't care if no one clapped. I just kept showing up. Because the process is the prize. The journey is the win. Everything else is extra. Let me make something else super clear. There is no perfect moment. There is no right time. There's just now. And the people who act in the now are the ones who win in the future. So if you're still sitting on an idea, if you're still talking about what you're gonna do one day, you're wasting the only currency that matters, time. Execute, not tomorrow. Not next week, now. You know what most people are addicted to? Waiting for someone else to believe in them. Here's the secret. You go first. You believe, you act, and the world responds. You want to know why I'm so confident? Because I know I'm playing a long game. I'm not worried about what happens this week, this quarter, or even this year. I'm thinking in decades. That's what I want you to do. Zoom out. Everyone's trying to sprint a marathon. They want viral hits, fast sales, overnight validation. But the real wins? The generational wealth? The real happiness? That comes from long-term thinking and daily execution. You don't need a viral moment. You need 1,000 days of consistent effort. You need to fall in love with the boring. With replying to DMs, with posting content that only gets 17 likes, with doing the right thing when no one's watching. Because that's what builds brand. And brand is everything. I've been saying it for years, brand sales. Because when people trust you, they'll buy from you forever. Not just once. Not just when you discount it. But because they believe in your intent. That's the difference between short-term money and long-term legacy. And the best way to build brand in 2025 and beyond? Content. You're not just a business now, you're a media company. Every one of you watching this needs to realize. Your phone is a TV studio. Your social feed is your billboard. Your content is your currency. The sooner you accept that, the faster you win. People say, Gary, I'm not good on camera. Good, neither was I was awkward. I talked too fast. I said every 2 seconds. But I didn't care. Because done is better than perfect. Because I knew the market doesn't reward perfection. It rewards authenticity. Stop trying to look perfect. Start being real. Talk about your process, your journey, your fears, your lessons. Show the behind the scenes. Show the struggle. That's what people connect to. That's what builds trust. And once you have trust, you have leverage. And with leverage, you can scale anything. Whether you want to sell a hoodie, a course, a book, or a SaaS product, none of it works without attention. And none of that attention matters if there's no trust behind it. Let me say something else loud and clear. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need to go viral. You don't need anyone's approval. You just need consistency plus self-awareness. You need to know who you are and double down on it. Some of you are amazing on video. Some of you are great writers. Some of you are epic designers. Some of you should be voice only. Lean into your strengths. Don't copy me. Don't copy anyone. Build your version of success. And here's another thing you won't hear often. Money is not the goal. Money is a byproduct of value, of service, of solving real problems. You want to make $1 million? Cool. Solve $1 million problem. Make people's lives better. Simpler, faster, easier, more joyful. Don't chase money. Attract it by becoming useful. And let me remind you, being broke is a circumstance. Staying broke is a decision. If you have internet access, you have opportunity. You can freelance. You can flip. You can consult. You can build. But most people won't. Not because they can't, but because they care too much about what people think. Let that go. Your dreams are louder than their opinions. Your future is more important than their comments. Your time is too precious for their judgment. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. Let's talk about quitting. Everybody's scared to start something because they're scared they'll quit. Here's the truth. Quitting isn't failure. Quitting the wrong thing is smart. You don't get extra points for sticking with a bad business, a toxic job, or a broken system. What matters is that you try, you taste, and you keep moving until you find what feels right. I tried many things before VaynerMedia clicked. I said no to fast money because I wanted meaningful money. Money that came with freedom, impact, and legacy. Listen to me carefully. If you hate your job, get out. If your parents don't support your dream, do it anyway. If nobody believes in you, prove them wrong by believing in yourself louder than they ever doubted you. You don't need permission to win. You don't need validation to move forward. You just need clarity on what you love and the guts to chase it. And while we're at it, let's kill another myth. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And that's okay. Some people are phenomenal number twos. Some are great operators, marketers, editors, integrators. You don't have to be the loud voice to be the big impact. You just have to be true to yourself. Self-awareness is the game. Are you the visionary or the integrator? The artist or the executor? The storm or the calm? The second you figure that out, everything changes. You stop wasting time chasing someone else's dream and start living your own. People think leadership is about talking loud. No, leadership is about listening, about service, about lifting others while lifting yourself. You want to build a team? Treat your people like humans, not transactions. You want loyalty? Give empathy. You want performance? Give trust. I run companies with kindness, with radical candor. I hold my people accountable, but I protect them too, because I know that culture eats strategy every single time. You want to build something great? Make it a place people love to be a part of, where they feel seen, heard, valued. That's how you build legacy companies, not just revenue machines, but impact machines. Let's zoom out again for a second. It's 2025. You're living in the greatest era of opportunity in human history. You have access to tools that kings and emperors never had. You can build from zero. You can create, connect, monetize, scale, all from a $200 phone. But most people won't. Why? Because they're waiting for perfect. They're waiting for someone to give them a shot. They're waiting for clarity. But clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. So move. Make that first video. Start that first Etsy store. Write that first email. Pitch that first client. Try, taste, adjust, repeat. That's the cycle. That's the model. That's the game. Now here's something nobody says on stage. You will cry. You will lose. You will question your worth. You will lose friends. You will feel alone. But if you keep going, if you keep building, if you keep believing when no one else does, you will get there. And when you do, you'll look back and thank the version of you that didn't quit. And let me say this, to the ones who are still sitting on their dreams like they're fragile glass, don't. The clock doesn't care about your insecurities. It just ticks. Time moves. Whether you act or hesitate, it moves. Whether you win or whine, it moves. What matters is what you do while it's ticking. That's your leverage. That's your advantage. The sooner you realize that, the faster you start winning. Listen, I'm not here to be your guru. I'm here to be your reminder. That fire you felt as a kid? That spark when you thought of your first idea? That wasn't random. That was a preview of who you really are. Get back to that. That's your truth. That's your real engine. You want to build a business? Great. But let it be rooted in something you're willing to bleed for. You can't fake long-term execution. People think it's about raising money or getting lucky. No, it's about waking up at 5 a.m. with purpose and going to bed at 2 a.m. with gratitude every single day. You know why I win? It's not talent. It's not IQ. It's self-awareness and humility. It's listening more than I talk. It's loving the game more than the scoreboard. That's what separates me. That's what can separate you. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. Their success isn't your failure. Their highlight reel isn't your behind the scenes. Start documenting your journey. Use your phone. Use your words. Share your truth. Someone out there needs to hear what you've lived. And I'm going to leave you with this. Legacy is greater than currency. I'll say it again. Legacy is greater than currency. You want to matter? Build something that outlives you. Build something your kids can be proud of. That's the real ROI. So go, stop scrolling. Start building. Start living. And remember, you're one decision away from changing your entire life. I'm Gary Vee, and I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Let's fucking go.